From BS and Beer Media, it's Top of the Bleachers with Jason and Tucker.
Handoff, Smith coming right, trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut, gets it, oh, he's still going, oh, he's going to score, he's got the ball.
Let's see what the guys are talking about today.
Yo, welcome into the Top of the Bleachers. It is April the 3rd, bro. We're in April already. It's crazy. Happy Thursday. Today we're going to talk about, I don't know what yet. We got a couple things to talk about. Gundy got a new quote. He's always good for a quote. The Lady Razorbacks got a new commit. We were talking about that. And saw some stuff on the ASU women's team. I thought talk about it for a minute. Other than that, we're just going to wing it and see what else you want to talk about. So what's up?
Well, before we get into any of this, make sure you go to YouTube and like and subscribe and follow us. We also have a Discord going. I don't know. You can find the link somewhere.
Yeah, I have it in the description, and I think you can find it on our Twitter too.
Hey,
hang out with us. Sometimes we're in there.
You ever had to fire anybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Sucked.
Why? What? Can you give me more information?
Yeah, it sucks. He started crying on me. The kid's life was falling apart. It's the end of his life. Yeah, it was.
How old was he? You said kid, so that makes me think.
He must have been in his 20s, probably.
In his 20s.
Probably in his 20s.
Why were you firing him?
It's job performance.
Okay, so he wasn't doing a good job.
No.
Okay.
No. And I wasn't mean about it when I didn't even know I was going to have to tell him. Like, I wasn't the boss even.
You had to fire somebody and you wasn't even.
Yeah, the boss was in Florida doing some other stuff. Like, he had to go down to the other office and was doing some stuff. And I came walking in. He calls me. He's like, "Are you in the office?" I said, "Yeah, I just walked in." He's like, "I need you to walk in there and tell Jacob we're letting him go." I said, "What? What? I'm not doing that." Are you April? Is that April? What are you, April Fools of me? What? That's not my job. He goes, "Man, I know he's going to overreact. I need somebody to be there in person. Just go in there and tell you can put me on the speaker if you want to, and I'll be there. They better back you up if you need to." And he's like, "Take Brad with you." Brad's my buddy. "Take Brad with you." Brad's the anxious cat on the tin roof already anyway, and so put him in that situation. He was even more like,
yeah.
Why we got to fire somebody? What? No, I don't want to go in there. Don't make me go in there. Please don't make me go in there. So yeah, that was how that went down. And I had to tell him I was, and he started crying, and yeah, he was like, it was the end of the world for him. It really was. It was. He wasn't married. And that's the thing too. He was single. I think he still lived at home. And he had been making probably, just not six figures, but close to it. He should have been doing pretty well, but apparently it was the end of the world. I'm like, "Bro, you can find another job, be okay." Anyway, why did you have to fire somebody?
No. Lace is in a position in her job where every once in a while, when somebody has to be let go, she has a group of people under her that she's responsible for.
Gotcha.
And the situation has come up where she's going to have to fire somebody, and it's for job performance. It's like they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some people are good at it. I'm not really good at it.
I don't know if I've never had a job where I had to fire anybody. I feel like
you've probably been good at it.
I feel like I wouldn't have a problem with it if it was job performance.
Yeah.
Like if it was because of something else, we're downsizing, or because, if you didn't have a real good reason why they were getting fired, that would be really difficult. But
Yeah.
dude, if you're like this guy in question that we're talking about, he's been like faking paperwork and stuff for like 3 years.
Oh, geez.
And finally got caught.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire and offense.
Yeah. How are you supposed to? And then the worst part about it is that his stepmother or whatever also works up there. And she's like one of the people in charge too. So that Lacey's got to go in, and it might cause family problems.
Oh boy.
Which is one of the reasons why I don't think that in certain jobs, you shouldn't be allowed to hire family.
Yeah, most people don't let you do
that. The post
that very reason. She may be on it too.
Exactly. So, the post office, like if I'm a carrier and my brother wanted to be a carrier in the same office, no problem. He could be a carrier. But if I was a supervisor and my brother wanted to be a carrier in the office or another position in the office, then he could still hire on with the post office, but he could not. There's no coming to my office. Like they'll send him to a different office or whatever.
Okay.
But we have we got 2 sisters that work. Oh no, we got 2 sisters and 2 other sisters that work up there. I don't think we've ever had brothers. We have had husband and wives work up there. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that's not a good thing.
Yeah. I feel like you need a little bit of a break sometimes, you know what I mean? Do your own thing.
Yeah, not just that. We had a couple up there that worked together, and then he got caught cheating.
Oh, no.
And then, of course, half the post office went to her side and half the post office went to his side. And
oh, goodness.
I was I was the Netherlands, man. I was neutral. I stayed out of that.
Switzerland. You're Switzerland. Okay.
Switzerland. That's what it is. Switzerland. I couldn't think of who it was.
That would be uncomfortable.
I kept wanting to say Sweden, but I don't think Sweden's neutral. So
that would be uncomfortable for sure. I've never been in that position before. I don't guess where there was something like that happened at work.
Oh, that got to the point to where she filed criminal charges against him for something. I can't remember what it was, and put a restraining order on him. Well, they worked in the same building. So he had to stay out in the parking lot, and everybody brought him his mail, and then he loaded his vehicle up in the parking lot and left. He wasn't even allowed within so many feet of her.
What?
Yeah. I was like, how's this going to work?
Yeah, no kidding. That's I'm sorry, one of you got to go.
One of them did.
Okay, well, one of you got to go. Yeah, that's crazy.
One of them did.
That's crazy. Well, I don't know. Is Liz good at it or not? Is she?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I try to stay out of those situations, man. Like she was telling me about it, and I sit there and listen, and I nod, and I can't believe that. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. I make comments like that. I don't give advice, and I don't really ask for details or anything like that.
Well, there's some reason she's telling you besides just telling you.
Well, she's telling me because she's stressed and she needs to vent. So I let her vent, and I let her stress off. But that's
what I was asking, was if she's stressed or not. So
yeah. Her job is, she just gets very stressed out at her job.
Gotcha.
I have no stress at my job except for on my days off is when all my stress is. Actually, it's my day back after my day off that all my stress is.
My job is not probably as stressful as it used to be because I've done it so many times. But when I first started, it was so scary. I was so afraid I was going to tear something up or take down 10,000 people and not know how to fix them. And just stuff like that. It was scary, bro. It's scary stuff, messing with this big stuff. But it's not that stressful now because I've done it so many times. But there's still new stuff that we're doing and learning something new. It's still, that part's kind of stressful. But I don't have anybody under me. I don't have to boss anybody. I don't have to look out for anybody but myself. My boss is very hands off, more like hit me up if you need something. Okay. And if I need something, I hit him up. Other than that, I don't really hear from him. We have a meeting once a week, 30 minutes. I talk maybe 30 seconds sometimes. I don't have any need to talk to him. You know what I mean? I'm just doing my thing, man. I'm just doing my thing, you know. So that, I mean, he hits me up about stuff sometimes, well, hey, what about this or whatever, but not very often.
Well, sometimes I daydream that I have the power to fire.
Yeah, if I had the power, I might have used
the crazy part is that every time I've ever wanted to fire somebody, it's usually somebody in management. It's usually not somebody that carries mail. It's usually somebody in management I would like to fire.
Yeah, that happens too. So,
but with the post office, especially in management, like you don't have to. You usually don't have to put up with that person very long. It's kind of a rotating. Like they'll move on to a different office or a different job, or like you hardly ever get a manager that sticks around for a long time. So,
okay. On the bigger and better things or set lateral move?
Sometimes it's both. Like to advance in post office management, you have to be willing to. It's kind of like Walmart management. You have to be willing to transfer and move. Because like they might offer you, I don't know, $5,000 more if you're willing to go to New Jersey.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'll go to New Jersey. You gotta be willing if you're if you want to advance in management. But to get to like that is one thing about the post office. Like if you hire on as a janitor at the post office, there are avenues for you to become a postmaster. Like
is there like the number one post office in America, the cream of the crop? Is there some place that's where everybody wants to go to work because that's the best post office in America? Is there one of them?
No, there are top offices as far as amount of volume, size, like efficiency, stuff like that. There are, they keep track of who the top office is. As far as like once you ascend, it's kind of like Matt was talking about in his 2-book paragraph that he decided to put out in text message. Anyway, he's going to double dip like his last 5 years and build his retirement, through this T-drop program or whatever. Well, that's the way that the post office is. Once you ascend to postmaster or any job in the post office, they base your retirement on your highest 5 years that you worked. Okay. So like postmaster at Conway, it's crazy to think this, but Conway is like the second or third largest post office in the United States. Okay. Because most post offices are broken into smaller post offices. So like a city like New York might have, 35 post offices or something like that.
Gotcha.
We cover Conway. We go almost to Valonia. We go almost to Greenbrier. We go all the way out to Bigelow. We even cross into Perry County. So we're like one of the biggest post offices in the United States. So our postmaster, so you make pretty good money being the postmaster at Conway. Okay. So boom, we get a new postmaster at Conway, and they stay for 5 years. And then when they've done their 5 years at Conway, they go pick a little small post office somewhere, some little insignificant post office nobody pays attention to. And that's the post office that they end up retiring from, is that little bitty post office. But they use Conway to build up their 5 years for their retirement or whatever.
Interesting. That's wild.
And there's been rumored that they want to break us up into 2 post offices, but I don't know. That's been rumored since I started with the post office, and we're like 10 years in now, and they haven't done it yet. So,
all right.
How long have I been at the
forever? Whoa.
Yeah.
Thunder?
We got some serious storms coming through, man.
Holy moly, that was loud. A couple things I saw, man. One, the ASU women's team sent out things with "We're back," and it's got a picture of several players on the thing. So it looks like they retained a bunch of players. And I'm trying to read their stat thing here. Let's see. They punched they made the ticket. They punched their ticket, right? So they had to play UConn. So they made the tournament.
Yeah, and they got beat by 70-something points.
Yeah. So all 5 returners are coming back for the Sun Belt champion Red Wolves.
Sweet.
So there you go. Saw that come out.
So all that coach has got to work on is some depth.
Yeah. I'd butcher most of these names if I even try to say them, but
Do you think the 6-man position is a coveted position nowadays?
No, I don't think NBA, yeah, probably. Anywhere else, probably not. No, everybody's I'm star, I need to be the star, I'm stud, I'm the man. All that stuff. I don't feel like that. Like, I don't know. I guess probably so. So there's probably some guys that embrace that.
Well, I know that there have been guys historically, NBA and college, that have done better coming off the bench than they do when you put them in as a starter. I just wondered if the 6-man is like, I believe that the 6-man is the 6th and the 7th man in basketball is probably 2 of the most important positions, because when you bring them in, you don't want any drop off. They have to come off the bench like halfway through the first half, and you expect them to perform like they've been out there playing as a starter. Yeah. And I just think depth is really important in basketball.
It is. But yeah. It is important. It is important. So hopefully the Hogs get some depth this year. It's like there's going to be a lot of mouths to feed, though. Let's see. Speaking of Arkansas, right quick, we did finally got a Ladyback commit.
Yeah,
I told you about her the other day. Yvette Mayberry.
Yeah.
So Lee Mayberry. I saw a picture of him with her. God, he looks old, bro. I was like, what? His freaking long old gray beard looked like me, probably.
Well, we talked about the other day. I mean, Lee Mayberry, he must have, to have a kid that's playing in college, he must have had her like when he was late 30s.
Well, he didn't look old. Like, he didn't look old. He just had a gray beard. You know what I mean? Like,
well, black don't crack. Okay. I got a buddy at work, and it's true, man. It's true. Something about their epidermis or whatever, man. Black people age well. They do. It's another thing I'm envious of.
I never thought of that. I never noticed, I guess.
Yeah. Like Morgan Freeman's looked the same age ever since I've seen him. Like Morgan, I've never seen a young Morgan Freeman. He's been like,
That's true.
Denzel, come on, man. Denzel just gets better with age, man.
Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, we finally got a new commit, and I saw there was another player. I forgot what her name was now, but they were on her. Hold up, I can tell you. Uh-oh. They've been talking in here. Holy moly. Here's a picture of her husband finally. Oh, wow, they've been talking in here forever. Man, I missed a bunch of stuff in the women's stuff. Interesting. Okay, well, never mind.
So
anyway,
what position does Mayberry play?
She's a point guard.
Okay. Wow.
She started, she played all 30-something games for them the last 2 years.
Okay.
Looked like not impressive stats. Nothing, it wasn't very impressive when I tried to find any stats. It was hard to find anything to begin with, but
well, I mean,
but yeah, but it seems like solid, played in the Big 12, right? Got a good pedigree. Come back to play for the Hogs.
Generational player.
I mean, she's a starter, you know what I mean? So I figure that's a good thing. She may not be.
Well, right now, all she's got is a short little redhead to throw the ball to. So I don't know.
She might not have her. I don't know who we got left. They've been leaving left and right the last few days. So at least 5 or 6 I've seen leave. So I don't know who's left. You can't find a roster anywhere. It annoys the crap out of me. Oh, never mind. That was a long time ago. Okay. Yeah, anyway. Let's see what else. Where'd my slides go? So yeah, we got Mayberry. That's the only one we got so far, but that's a start. And I saw Coach Kelsey came out with glad to have her first ever signee, all that stuff. I don't know. Did you see this quote by Mike Gundy? You seen this?
Uh-uh.
So they had a big thing about the teams wanting to scrimmage. Like Dion wanted to scrimmage. I forget who it was, somebody, and they told him no, you can't do that. Okay. Well, Mike Gundy said, he said, I'm not sure how they have grounds to say you can't do it. Like if somebody just goes and does it, what are they going to do to them? So basically saying, I don't really care what you think. Like, what are you going to do if we do it?
I don't understand why they don't want the NCAA doesn't want them to do it.
I don't know either. But
I mean, do they have if you had a legitimate reason, why we don't want you doing this, that might be one thing.
A reason. I don't know if I've ever heard a reason.
I think the reason is they don't like Dion, and he's trying to change things. We got to stop it. Guys. Dion's trying to change things.
Well, I did see a quote that said if Belichick had went and asked, they'd probably say yes.
It's probably true, man. It's probably true.
I think it's just another riff between the NCAA and these big conferences, and it's just going to come to a point where I've seen a few things where they've been like, well, we don't need you. We really don't need you. We can do this on our own.
Well, what does the NCAA provide other than rules? What does the NCAA provide? They take a chunk of the money.
I don't know what they provide. Nothing.
They take a chunk of the money and they divide the rest of it up. I mean,
I did hear they do all the travel plans for the tournament. Did you know that? Like teams don't do their own travel. I don't know I think the SEC might make all travel arrangements for the teams too. I'm not sure how that works, but for the NCAA tournament, the NCAA scheduled all the flights and the motels and the All that stuff. Isn't that crazy?
I guess, man.
I don't know. Well, there's something that they do. There's one thing they do. To take your money and do that. They have a committee to pick all the teams. That might be it.
Oh, we need to say R.I.P. to Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
I swear, man, I was having a Mandela effect. I swear that guy died like 3 years ago.
Well, I think he almost did. Is the thing.
I could have swore he did, dude.
Because I heard he was like blind, and I don't know. I heard he was in bad shape, and then he made that movie.
Yeah.
Top Gun movie, and then
but with today's AI and everything, it makes you wonder like how much of the movie was actually Val. You know what I mean?
Well, they said it was him, and then I saw some behind the scenes stuff where they were talking about it, but they could have faked it.
Well, I'm not necessarily faking. I'm just saying, like, all you really need is for him to sit in a room somewhere and say the lines, and then you could put his face and all of it anywhere you want.
It's crazy. AI is crazy. I saw 2 AI pictures today. These guys were complaining about Cal sleeping. He's been sleeping since the Sweet 16 ended. And then the picture went into the chat of Cal in a recliner, kicked back in a Razorback t-shirt, taking a nap. It looked real, bro. Like somebody snuck in his living room and took his picture. And then there was another one of Sam Pittman flying a plane, like a commercial plane. He's got the air suit on. He's looking over his shoulder, and he's saying, "Where are we headed, boys?" It looked real, man. It did look real. I was like, that's crazy. Oh my. Anyway,
I saw the Cowboys are trying to work out a trade for some quarterback I'd never heard of.
I think they did, didn't they? I think they did make that deal.
Milton the Third or something like that. Who? Why are we trading for this guy?
No backup. You need a backup, man.
Because Cooper Rush got away. We're not
Yeah.
going to get Milton the Third.
They need a backup.
Well, what happened to Trey Lance? We went out and spent a bunch of money and got Trey Lance for what? For him to.
He's probably number 2.
Then why are we going to get Milton the Third?
He's the number 3. They usually carry 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, but you're going to give away a draft pick for a 3rd string quarterback? Can't you like bring somebody up off the practice squad or something? We got to do draft picks for these guys.
That's a different conversation, but yeah, you're right. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. It was like I don't know. I saw a calculation on it, because Belichick came out with that point system for draft picks and values and all that stuff, and it seemed like it worked out fair as a fair trade.
I'm not saying that the trade wasn't fair. I'm saying that I think we should value our draft picks more than a 3rd string quarterback.
They think you could have got somebody off of waivers or something, huh?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's some retired old fart sitting on his couch that would love to play one more year. We could make 3rd string quarterback. Give me a break. Did Carson Wentz go anywhere? We couldn't get Carson Wentz, or how about Levitz? Levitz is looking for a job. They got rid of him, and with the Titans, we could have picked him up probably. This is the old man's got to go. Is all I'm saying. The old man needs to go. He needs to just.
I've seen a breaking news here, man. I don't know. What is this? Brew Pig Suey has been rescheduled for. Okay, I don't know. This is something different there. I thought they were rescheduling the game. This is something different. Brew Pig Suey. I don't know what that is.
They might have to reschedule the games. They might end up having to do a doubleheader on Saturday because I don't know if the weather's going to get any better tomorrow.
It's gonna be some kind of beer festival. I guess it was going to be April 5th. Now it's moved to May 17th. Never mind. I thought it was about the game. Never mind. It was not the game. And then, what else? I don't know, man. Anyway, anything else, bro? Anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, I'm scouring Twitter right now looking for something.
I was looking, but
there's not much going on, man. NBA
portal, man. That's what's going on. That's what everybody's looking at. We seen anything about no. So the draft, the NFL draft is coming up pretty quick. I think it's the 24th.
Yeah, it's like a month away or a little less than a month.
Yeah. Looks like 3 weeks from today. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 weeks. So we'll probably have to do something about that for that. And then I don't know, bro. We started late anyway, so I guess we can get out early.
Did you see this this quote by Zach Root
about smelling the baseball?
About smelling the baseball. Yeah. I gotta agree with him, man. I think baseballs do smell good, especially new ones.
I like to smell baseball. For sure.
They ought to make a baseball candle. But I'm kind of weird too, because I think that the smell of gasoline smells good. So
that is kind of strange.
You don't think gasoline smells good?
No, not really.
Oh, here's a picture of Lee Mayberry. Golly, he does look old, dude. He looks like Kendall Perkins.
Kendall Perkins, he kind of does.
He does. He looks kind of like.
Oh, yeah, let me see. Look this up here. If we get anything new here.
So A&M's only got one kid on their team right now since Buzz left.
Oh, really? They got one guy left?
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. And he scored 9 points last year.
What the heck? That's not picking up. Why is that not picking up here? Anyway. All right, let's get out of here. I got a Subway sandwich up there waiting on me, and my puppies are hungry. So let's just get out of here and we'll think up something to do tomorrow. We'll probably maybe do some Final Four stuff tomorrow, maybe. I don't know.
Is that Saturday and Monday?
Yeah. Saturday evening. I think
Saturday
it's like
evening and Monday evening.
Yeah, say 5 o'clock or something. I think first game or something. I forget. Maybe 4 o'clock. I don't know. Don't keep me to that. But all right. We'll hang on. I gotta move my tabs back around here. Everything's out of sorts. Too many buttons open. Tabs open. You asked how many can you open another tab? I sometimes have 20 tabs open.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
how do you find anything?
I go up there and look at the tab and see what the tab says.
Oh man, that kid from Georgia, Silas Damari, just committed to UConn.
Yep. Saw that.
Man.
That Keyshawn Hall kid that we wanted real bad went to Auburn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kobe Knox, Carter's brother,
Yeah.
went to South Carolina.
Really?
Yeah. So
His younger or older brother? Got to be his older brother, right?
I think it's his older brother about a little bit. Yeah. He was at UCF or USF or something like that last year.
So I guess one of the bigs that we're looking at is the one that backed up Hunter Dickinson last year.
Yeah. Flory something. Badunga.
Flory Badunga.
Yeah. He's a big old athletic kid.
Badunga with the dunka.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right.
I will yeah, I should make a spreadsheet on this stuff for us. For all the guys that we're watching. I don't know who we're watching right now because all they talk about is retention. So we
Well,
we'll see.
I think
it takes a few days to work all that out.
I honestly believe that with a Sweet 16 team, I feel like retention is more important than who's coming in. So let's get, if you get everybody back except for Z, Adu, and Nelly, dude, that's a good freaking team to start off with. And then you're going to add 3 5-stars.
Possibly 3. You got 2 for sure, maybe one more.
And you got a kid from Lithuania coming. That's a project. You got to find a couple of bigs, or maybe you don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Cal's working in the background. You know
it's like I was telling Jason, the way the NBA and college is going. I mean, maybe you don't even need a big. Maybe you just need 3-point shooters, and we'll put up like 60, 70 threes a game or something.
Well, Cal's all about that positionless basketball. We don't talk about, That's what Boogie said one time. He said, "Yeah, I play point guard or whatever." He goes, "But I'm a basketball player.
Yeah,
I'm not a point guard or a shooting guard or a forward or a basketball player."
I think that translates better when you move on to the next level because you need to be able to play everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at Magic Johnson, man. You go back to the 80s, man. Kareem goes down. Magic takes over the center spot. I mean, that's your point guard going from point guard to center. And he did a heck of a job.
By the way, I saw an excellent video today of Larry Bird getting in a fight with Bill Laimbeer. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah, they don't do that kind of crap no more, do they?
Mm-mm. Larry, man, Bill landed on him and took him down. Larry didn't even get off the ground before he started throwing punches, man. He just boom, he just started throwing punches, man. It was great. Yeah. And then Isaiah came over there, he's trying to break it up, and Larry's like, "Yeah, my face, fool. I will jack you up." It was great. It was awesome.
Well, and I remember guys like getting ejected from ball games for stuff like that, but I don't ever remember them missing the next game because of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Larry Bird was out there the next ball game. Bill Laimbeer was out there the next ball game.
Yeah. Well, didn't they have a big fight the other day or something? Big brawl? Listen.
They don't brawl in basketball. They yell at each other while the one team holds a guy back and hold me back, man. And then, I mean, I watched a clip the other day that Isaiah Stewart, they were going through like that dude is a menace. Okay. They were going through some of his hardest fouls. And they're playing, I think it was the Lakers. It might have been the Cavs back when LeBron was on the Cavs. And he gets freaking clocked, dude. Isaiah, he comes up with his eye busted. And he starts across the court toward LeBron. And LeBron, dude, here comes everybody, and they get between him and LeBron. And LeBron is backing up the whole time, putting referees in front of him like a little bitch.
Well, you see a guy when you just hurt somebody and they're bleeding, and they're coming at you.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like, hold up. This guy might be crazy.
LeBron is a physical specimen. Like, the dude is a monster. Like once in a lifetime physical specimen. You got like LeBron, Giannis, Cam Newton. You got these guys that are just once in a lifetime physical bodies.
Yeah.
And man, he wasn't backing up. He was backing up like he was a little Steve Nash point guard, man. He was backing up. He didn't want none of that.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I watched that McDonald's All-American game.
Mm-hmm.
I told you. And I tell you who's going to next year to watch out for, this kid named Darren Peterson. He's going to Kansas. That dude, he was better than everybody else on the floor.
Well, I mean, I guess if I was a 5-star and I could go to any school, I'm probably not going to go to a school where I can't even like barely make the round of 32 or something like that,
Dude, Kansas is clean house, man. They've all left. They're all leaving. AJ Storr left. Riley Griffin left. Hunter Dickinson graduated.
Well, it's
they've lost everybody.
They really, Bill Self is going to find himself in that same position Cal found himself at in Kentucky. Like, he's getting them to the tournament, but they're not going anywhere. And Kansas fans aren't used to that. Kansas is supposed to be one of those top 4 teams making the Final Four every year.
And he's spending the money.
Mm-hmm.
And he's getting all these high-profile players, and they're not winning. And that's not a good
they're
time.
winning. They're winning. They're just not Kansas winning. Like, Kansas is used to like 1 loss a year or 2 losses a year.
Yeah.
They're not used to.
Well,
yeah,
we'll see.
Not that they're in the Big 12, that's probably, they should be dominating. They should be dominating.
What's crazy is this season's not even over yet. We haven't even had the Final Four yet, and I'm already looking forward to next season. I'm like, next season can't get here soon enough.
Well, the sad part is we got to endure football before we can even get there.
Oh gosh, I don't know. Oh,
but maybe I always have hope for the Razorback football team for the simple reason, and I've said it so many times on this show. There's always that one team that really sucked last year that ends up being really good.
Bro, I don't know.
I don't.
We don't have any receivers that are worth a darn that I can tell.
Well, we still got a long time before season gets here.
Running back, offensive line, okay. Quarterback, okay. Wide receiver.
Did we bring Talon back again?
Yeah, he came back. Yeah.
Yeah, he came back again.
And then
I don't want to hear any excuses this year about, it takes 2 years for anybody to learn Bobby's system, or it takes this. I don't want to hear any of that crap. All right,
for Talon anyway.
Yeah, well, for Talon, for anybody who returned, I don't want to hear any of that crap.
There ain't nobody. Ain't nobody. None of the receivers are back except Monte Hall, the old guy.
Oh, sweet.
He's back. And offensive line, Carmona is the only one probably that's going to start that's back.
It doesn't really hurt my feelings about our offensive line because I was not impressed with them all year long. So building a new offensive line doesn't really hurt my feelings. I like to build a good offensive line. That might be hard to do, but I don't. If you just want to perform as well as last year, which is pretty much what Arkansas does every year, they just try to repeat what they did the year before. I mean, I feel like any 5 dudes off the street could pretty much run your offensive line because that's how well they blocked last year.
Well,
I'm just being honest.
I don't have a lot of hope. I don't have a lot of hope for the football team right now.
I'm also of the opinion that you're right. tackle, your right guard, your center, your left guard, and your left tackle should be the highest paid players on the field. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you can pay all them other guys. Your offensive line, all right. And I'll even make that argument for your defensive line too. On defense, they should probably be the highest paid. But on offense, nothing happens unless them 5 dudes up front do their job. Nothing happens. Okay. And if I'm dude, that is where I am spending the bulk of my NIL money if I'm a head coach. Like, I don't
blame you.
I'll get me a 3-star quarterback. Give me 5 stars on the offensive line and I'll take a 3-star quarterback. No big deal. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't get to run the football team. So
no, unfortunately, no.
I feel that way in the NFL too. I feel like they are the most undervalued players on the field, the offensive line.
They are, dude. I mean, the guys that make all the money are quarterbacks and quarterbacks and receivers.
And they wouldn't be making that money if it wasn't for them offensive linemen.
And some tight end yesterday, I think, or today, just signed the largest contract ever, forever and ever for a tight end.
That's why. That's why when you see running backs, hit that like 1,000-yard mark, or they're in the running for running back of the year or something, or MVP, they're always buying gifts for their offensive linemen because they're not stupid. They know why they are doing what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. All right, dude. I'm gonna get out of here. I will talk to you tomorrow.
I'll be around, dude. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
Okay, man. I'll catch you later, man. Go Hogs.
Go Hogs.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.